Now, let's talk about the Republican Super Tuesday primaries that are going on tonight. The narrative has been, okay, Trump is leading. He has a plurality of Republican support, but the non-Trump support, if it were to coalesce around one of the remaining candidates, now 4 remaining non-Trump candidates, it would blow Trump out of the water. However, we have one new national poll that has Donald Trump at 49%. So we'll compare this one new poll and the Real Clear Politics average of recent polls. In the new CNN ORC poll released yesterday, Donald Trump is carrying 49% support among the national Republican primary. Ted Cruz in third place rather, with 15%. Marco Rubio very close in second place with 16%. Carson 10, Kasich 6. Now, this is one poll. When we look at an average of recent polls, Trump is in the lead with about 36% support. Ted Cruz right around 20. Rubio 17. Carson and Kasich just around 9. So still, Lewis, if we look at an average of recent polls, there's about 65% of the Republican Party that is supporting someone other than Trump. If they can get together, they could knock Trump out. If you put more weight in this 49% support CNN poll, the numbers are starting to get very complex for the non-Trump contingent of this Republican primary.
Yeah, I think maybe we're starting to see people just realize that certain candidates don't have a chance.
Wow.
That Trump has serious momentum.
Wow.
And so maybe people are just throwing more support behind Trump. Maybe they like the way he acts on the debate stage. I don't know what it is.
Let's look specifically, though, at the contests tonight in Super Tuesday. Who is looking like they are going to win? This is based on the most recent polling we have from these states. Some of these polls are not that recent. Trump is leading Alabama with 39% support. Trump is slightly ahead in Alaska, 28-24 over Ted Cruz. Trump is not ahead in Arkansas. Cruz 27 in Arkansas. Trump and Rubio tied at 23. In Georgia, Trump is almost doubling both Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio, way ahead. Trump is killing it in Massachusetts, reportedly 44% support to Rubio's 18. Kasich, very strong. He is strongest here in Massachusetts at 16%. Minnesota, Trump is in third place to Rubio and Cruz. In Oklahoma, Trump is ahead with 34%. Tennessee, Trump way ahead, 41% support. Texas, tougher, Ted Cruz's home state. Well, I mean, he's from Canada, but from the point of view of picking a state that he's home, that is his home in the U.S., it is Texas. Cruz is ahead there by about 9 points over Trump, 36-27. Trump is well ahead in Vermont, and Trump is pretty far ahead in Virginia. Ted Cruz in third place there. Marco Rubio in second with 25%. So what can we say, Lewis, about tonight? Trump is leading in about half of tonight's states. From the point of view of the Republican Party, if Marco Rubio doesn't win several states tonight, there's really no indication that he's going to win several states tonight. Maybe he needs to drop out and endorse Ted Cruz, because remember, even though Marco Rubio keeps giving campaign speeches or speeches after primaries that sound and feel like victory speeches, the guy hasn't won a single state. And if he doesn't win at least a couple tonight, I think there is a real question for the non-Trump contingent of the Republican Party. Do we get Rubio out and say that he should endorse Ted Cruz to try to coalesce some of the support? And believe me, I'm talking from a strategy standpoint. I think Marco Rubio is far less crazy than Ted Cruz, far less creepy than Ted Cruz. Thirst aside, when I look at Marco Rubio, I see someone who is far less scary than when I look at Ted Cruz. These are some serious questions the Republican Party has to contend with here.
Yeah, and I find that I've never been on that stage. You've never been on that stage. It just seems that there's something about it that when you're there, you want to stay there.
Yeah.
And so I guess that's just a personal thing. I don't know if logic is really entering into the equation yet. Maybe after Super Tuesday it will.
There's sort of two arguments. If you want to try to knock Trump out before the convention and avoid a brokered convention, the argument would be get everybody but one candidate, one non-Trump candidate, out sooner than later so that the voting can coalesce and start building delegate victories. The other side would be, if you want to get to a brokered convention and just ensure that Republican insiders hand this thing to someone other than Donald Trump, then these candidates should stay in. The risk is, and this is the dream scenario for progressives, that the brokered convention leads to Donald Trump getting mad and running as a third-party candidate, which would all but guarantee victory for the eventual Democratic nominee. Send me your thoughts on this. Tell me where you're voting, when you're voting, have you voted? I'm on Twitter at dpakman. Lewis is on Twitter at lewismotamedy.
Warby Parker is offering a free 5-day home try-on to give you the opportunity to check out their glasses. I personally wear Warby Parker glasses when I'm not wearing my contact lenses, and I also started with one of these free at-home try-ons of 5 pairs of glasses. You can get your free home try-on and support the David Pakman Show at warbyparkertrial.com/TDPS. I don't really like going into glasses stores and trying on glasses while the salesperson sort of hovers over me, and I like more than 30 seconds to actually figure out whether I like the glasses. So with the Warby Parker home try-on, I was able to pick 5 pairs that I liked, put them on in the comfort of my own home, pick the one I like the most, and then Warby Parker put my prescription lenses in there for me. A lot of people don't know that the eyeglass industry is controlled by just a few big corporations that keep prices very high, like $300 for prescription glasses high, which is just insane. Warby Parker glasses start at $95. That's what mine cost. And for every pair of glasses sold, Warby Parker distributes a pair of glasses to someone in need. You can try 5 pairs and see what you like. Check out the at-home trial and support our show by going to warbyparker.com/TDPS. It costs nothing.